Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unprofessional Breakdown. Sorry, I've been away for a little bit. I've been unmotivated, you know what I mean? And I always said if it felt like a job, I'm not gonna do it. I do this for fun. I do this for cats like my guest, man, my man Eddie, Perez, Bruno, right? Tell me your name
Okay.
because I remember like I kept calling you Bruno and you're like, yo, that's not my name. So tell me a little the origin of that. Like, where does a Bruno come in?
All right. So it goes back to when I served in the army. So I was in an infantry platoon, and in my platoon, like in my unit, there was like six different Perez's, and my name is Eddie Perez Bruno.
Okay.
So my sergeant got tired of every time he called like Private Perez. This was like in basic training. He got tired of calling like Private Perez, and then like six of us would stand up, and he got tired of that shit. So he was like, "Yo, since you're Bruno and you're the oddball that stands out, you don't stand up no more. You're just Bruno." And I'm like, "Yes, Sergeant. Yes, drill sergeant." That shit just stuck.
Thank you for your
Everybody just
services,
call me
by the way,
Bruno.
homie. I appreciate your services. So that's where the Bruno comes in. That guy Bruno, and you can find him on Instagram, and we'll get to that later. But man, I've been wanting to talk to you for a bit, man. I'm sorry, I've been like I said, I've been unmotivated, but you shared something today, and I was like, today's the day that I'm gonna talk to this motherfucker. You know what I mean? But yo, how you been, man? Where you at right
Appreciate it.
now? I know you out of state. You back home?
Yeah, I'm in the Bronx right now. I came, for my son graduation and to pick him up for the summer because he comes every summer with me. So I came
Hell
out
yeah,
here. So
congratulations to the little man, yo. It's always a good thing,
yeah,
man.
no
Like,
doubt.
you see them grow up, man. We get older and shit. You know what I'm saying? I get a knot on my throat. Like, my two of my kids, I'm like, oh damn, you know what I mean? What the hell? The time's passing by. You feel the same way, right? You're in graduation. You're trying to hold it together.
Hell yeah. Especially with my daughter, bro. She just turned 7. She about to be 8, bro.
Oh man.
She's growing too fast. She's growing too fast.
It's a blessing though, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what makes us hustle a little bit harder, our kids.
For sure, bro.
So tell me about
That's
how you
why I do
started, man. How
everything
how
I
the hell
do.
you got into this MMA shit, bro? Like what took you
Mm,
into this? And I
God.
know you've been at it for a while, bro. I know we've been around the same time, 2012, 2013, when we actually started fighting, not training. But how did you
Yeah.
get started into this?
Honestly, for me, it was just more like survival. Like, I grew up in the Bronx. Like, I'm from the projects. Like, grew up in a predominantly, like, you know, poor area, and for black people, Spanish people. And I grew up always getting jumped. I had a little brother, and, I had sisters. And I don't know, it's like, it sort of like ended up on my lap to like have to defend us. So we're not the ones always getting picked on and
Yeah.
bullied. So I started with boxing. I won the Golden Gloves at 16. And then when I went off to college, it's actually pretty weird because I was actually out hanging out with friends in Des Moines, Iowa. I went to school out there in Iowa.
Yeah.
I went to Iowa State and I ended up at Demon. And then one night, me and my boys, we go out to this bar and it's called Uncle Buck's at the time. And they just dared me to get in there and get in a fight because they knew I used to box. And I went in and I got the first round finish.
Hey.
And it's just like, there's the people throwing it was guys like Josh Neer, John Halverson, a lot of old school guys.
Yeah.
Tim Sylvia, Tim Silva, I think. Tim Sylvia, the big guy,
Yeah, Tim
the
Sylvia,
big
yeah.
wall guy. I
He
forget.
was a UFC
Yeah,
champ,
he
got his
used to
arm
come.
broken by Noguera, I believe. Or was it Frank Mir?
Yeah,
It was one of those cats.
he was there. Yeah, it was just Iowa was like really big at the time. This is like 2009. Like MMA was like big in Iowa. It was
Yeah.
barely legal like everywhere else. But that's how I started, and it's just like, look at me now, bro. Like more
So
than 10 years later.
how you ended up in Florida from Iowa, and then you're at ATT with Paul Rodriguez, right?
Correct.
How you ended up in Florida, and then meeting up with Paul and ATT over there?
So actually, like my old coaches told me about Paul because I ended up moving back to the Bronx, and then like I was living out in the Bronx for a bit, and I just got like I felt like I was failing at life. Like
Yeah,
I was letting all my dreams go. I was just working as like an EMT for Y, like a hospital here in the Bronx.
yeah,
And then one day I was like, nah, I'm gonna go follow my dreams. Like I want to be a good example for my kids. I don't want my kids to ever settle and give up and say like, "Oh, I'm gonna just do this." Like it's cool. I want them to be like, nah, daddy didn't quit. Daddy didn't settle. Like he followed his dreams. And
Word up.
I just know Florida's the state. Like Florida's like one of the meccas for MMA. And it was like right there. And I hit up my coaches and they all recommended like Paul Rodriguez. And I went and found coach. What's funny is like I was living in my car. I found coach first. I went to the gym and then I found my apartment like 6 minutes away from the gym.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope, man.
Literally, I'm literally there just to train with Paul. Like
That's
no
dope,
cap.
man. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Paul, man. I met him, through our combat night and stuff like that. Cool cat. I gotta make my way over there and train with you cats, once in a while. Um, so yeah, you started with Paul, man. You have a few amateur fights and you went pro. And you recently won. Congratulations. But you got another fight July 16th. But I want to ask you, there was like a 6 year gap. What happened within those 6 years, man? Like why did you decide to take that long of a sabbatical from, fighting?
It wasn't by choice. Life, honestly, like so my little brother was like shot and murdered in
Sorry to hear that.
2015. Nice. Not your fault. Like I took like crazy back-to-back losses. My team leader, when I was serving in the Army National Guard at the time, my team leader, he was like my best friend, Sergeant Richard Holloway. He ended up getting shot in the head the same week. My little brother got shot standing right next to me. My little brother died in my hands.
Damn.
My little brother was murdered November 29th of 2015, and my sergeant was killed December 3rd of 2015. So like that like put me in a really like dark place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my dad got sick with cancer and it was crazy. The fight July 16th, that actually marks 4 years that my dad died from cancer. My dad ended up passing away. He got really sick and me and my brothers we started taking care of him and he ended up passing away July 16th of 2018. So it was just, and then I had injuries. I had got hurt on the job and I had to get knee surgery. It was just like, as much as I wanted to and I wanted to, it just the timing wasn't right. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I feel
life
you,
was
man.
just it's a lot of setbacks.
Yeah, no, man, in life, we get setbacks, but that's just, if you're mentally strong, it prepares you for a huge leap forward. And it happens, man. I stepped away for a couple years, getting my life together, getting my finances right. My condolences to you, and your family, homie. And I didn't know that. That's why I like having these conversations for that we can know. And thank you for sharing that with me on my little platform here. So
For
you
free?
got another
Yeah.
fight coming up for Combat Night, July 16th in Orlando, Carib Royale. How do you
Yep.
feel about that, man?
Man, I'm excited. Like, I don't know, like people always ask me like, yo, what's wrong with you? But I really like fighting. Like, I really love it. Like, I've always done
Hey,
it as a kid. Like, it was my thing. Like, I grew, Power Rangers. Like, that's how I
yeah,
started as a
yeah,
kid
yeah,
watching Power Rangers. But I just love it. I'm really excited. Like, you know what they say? Love what you do, and you won't work a day in your life.
yeah. And this is gonna be at what? 155,
No, 170.
170. Okay. Now your last MMA bout was that at 170 as well?
Correct. I've always fought at
At
170,
170.
even
Okay.
as an amateur. Yeah.
Nice, man. And man, I'm excited to see you back in there July 16th, man. Representing for Combat Night, representing for your family. And but tell me about your business. I know you're a hustler. Tell me about your business.
Yeah. So I got a small auto glass company called Eddie and Milton's Auto Glass. It's a limited liability. We work with all types of insurances. We do all types of auto glass. Also, I work with sunroofs, door glass, back glass, everything, anything auto glass you could think of. I do it.
And you mobile too, right? So you can go to them, right?
Yeah, I go all over Florida. Oh my god! Sometimes I drive to Miami. I go to
Hey,
Jacksonville. I go to Tampa. I've even been up to like Tallahassee and Pensacola
hey, and this
to
is
do
the little
windshield.
promo I'm gonna use when I share it on Instagram. This promo right here. That way
That's
they can
all.
hit you up. That way they can hit you up.
Yeah, I
You're the
appreciate it.
glass man. Get the windshield fix
For
and all
sure.
that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So tell
Anytime,
me
let me
where we
know.
can find you on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle? And I'll put it across the screen later on.
It's Eddie and Milton's AG LLC
Okay. And what's your personal
at
Instagram?
Eddie and Milton's AGLLC. My personal Instagram is that guy Bruno, DATGUYBRUNO with a underscore.
Perfect, man. Hey, man, thanks for taking, 5, 10 minutes to talk to little old me. I've been wanting to kickstart the show again, and none better than to start it with you again. And thank you,
Hey,
man. I
no doubt.
appreciate it. I'm looking forward to being there. I'm gonna commentate, and I'm looking forward to being there. And you putting on a great show like you did last time, as well as the other fighters. And they're announcing the card little by little as we get closer. For combat night, brother. Anything you want to say before we bounce? And you enjoy your
Uh,
vacation time with your family.
no, you good. Listen, I just appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate all these opportunities. They're all blessings, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much, man. That guy Bruno, hit him up, y'all. Sponsors, sponsor this man. He's a nice dude, man. A family guy and a hard worker in the cage and outside the cage. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. Thank you very much. Good night, y'all.
All right, have a good night.